So some of my friends will know that besides being a realtor, I also do a lot of freelance writing, and I have a piece out right now that I'm trying to run somewhere. I don't quite know where it's going to run yet. That is called. It's about little boxes. It's about the song Little Boxes. The song Little Boxes was a 60s, maybe 50s folk song that had a lefty tinge. It was making fun of suburban dwellers who live in little houses that were called little boxes that are different colors, but they all look just the same. So here we have, and the woman who wrote the song, Malvina Reynolds, she got it from her parents who were good socialists, and they were making fun of an area called Dell City because they all went to Berkeley and lived in San Francisco. They were making fun of Dell City because Dell City was these little houses that had been thrown up quickly for people who could not afford to live in San Francisco, and they have disapproved of this as capitalism's solution to that housing problem. I don't know what they wanted to be done instead. The song doesn't tell you. They're just making fun of bourgeois people with suburban taste. So here we have an actual little box, and even though it is almost 20 miles outside of downtown DC, and it takes, depending on how you come, between 15 and 30 minutes to get here, it is $649,000 now. Unlike the other house that people and politically inclined people are making fun of, which they call the Great White House. Well, this is a White House, but it's a little box White House. The Great White Houses all cost between $1.5 million and $3.5 million. This one is $649,900. It's an estate sale. Somebody took a house and fluffed and buffed it. They put in central air and new windows and new appliances, and they painted it and cleaned it up and fixed everything. Here we have what I guess is one of the bedrooms, and it actually has a washer dryer in the bedroom. I think they didn't know where else to put it. It looks to me like the dryer does not vent to the outside. It vents into that little thing, collects the lint, that little thing on top of the dryer. Anyway, this is what they did because, I guess it's the estate sale. It made sense. All the mechanicals under the stairs, they're all of course brand new because they just replaced everything. Here's the only bathroom in the house, although there's a half bath upstairs and there are plans. Apparently it cost only $15,000 to make the upstairs half bath into a whole nother bathroom. Here's the small but brand new kitchen. It's really at best a 2-people kitchen. You only have 2 people working in here. Here is kind of the selling feature of the house besides the price and the fact that it's near Old Town Alexandria. It's less than 3 miles away from downtown Old Town Alexandria, where once again houses would all be well over $1 million, maybe 2. Here's this nice enclosed porch, which is all slopey because it's an older house. Well, it looks to me like they just put all new siding on the house. And it has this kind of big, kind of semi-private, the bamboo is protecting you from the neighbors on that side, backyard. Very slopey backyard. And also a backyard which is guaranteed to make rain run toward your house in the back. So you have to have all kinds of special drainage to make sure that doesn't happen. Nevertheless, this semi-private backyard, only that neighbor sees you, and you could plant more bamboo if you didn't like them, or a fence. And this big porch makes me feel like I'm back in small southern towns I grew up in, where all the relatives would come over and there'd be a huge picnic table or something set up here with all kinds of food, and all the kids would be out there playing. Not big enough to play baseball, but little kids could play tag, or you could set up croquet, you could set up ping pong. Anyway, that's the first floor. There is this generous long driveway. So besides the fact that it looks like on the street parking is easy here, it'd be tandem, you could get like 4 cars in there. And then we have the upstairs. And the upstairs is just going to be that aforementioned little half bath. It could be expanded into a full bath. I guess that means they could add a shower. So they've already had someone look. I'm not seeing exactly where it would go. It looks to me like you'd have to break through this wall and take over some closet or something on the other side, but they claim that they have plans and that it's basically $15,000. to put in a shower here. Here is a small upstairs bathroom. I'm assuming that it would lose a piece of space here and become smaller. You would knock through this wall to put in that shower. I would do that. For only $15,000 more. Here's a closet. Here's another closet. And finally, here is the other bedroom. I guess that makes a total of 4 bedrooms in this house, all very small. I like this built-in. I don't know if it was always here and they just added new pools, or if they built this when they did this renovation. Anyway, that's this little box. So Malvina Reynolds, wherever you are, upper or lower parts of Hades, I think you know what we think.